That's the project.
I wake up feeling refreshed. The gentle touch of sunlight feels nice in the late winter morning. I feel full of life, as evidenced by my gleaming eyes, reddened cheeks, and full lips. Well, I think they look like that. I haven't actually looked in the mirror, but I'm pretty sure my face is beaming with energy. Like the face of that chubby Eastern deity. But not chubby. I take a glance at the chronometer. It's only 7 o'clock. I jump out of bed, do some stretches to relax my muscles, and go downstairs.
Oh, good morning, Elise.
Good morning, Alanis. I thought I woke up early today, but I don't see Aretha. Has she left?
Yes, she left when it was still dark.
Today is the day she'll be doing her presentation at the Conservatoire, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I wish I could go and see her, even though I probably wouldn't understand anything she said.
Do you want to go? I received an invitation, you know.
You did?
Yes. Have I never told you that I graduated from Conservatoire de Overture? I also worked there for a few years as a researcher. I even wrote a pretty famous book on magic and psychology during my time at the Conservatoire. That's become my eternal ticket to events like these.
But you'll give me your ticket? Won't you be going?
I already promised a patient we'd do her therapy today. Can't break my promise now, can I?
You could, but I suppose you wouldn't.
Well, I'm hungry. Breakfast?
I was thinking of a shower first.
Sure.
I head to the bathroom and take a shower. When I get out of the bathroom, 2 plates of omelets and 2 cups of coffee are already served on the table. Over breakfast, Alanis and I have a casual chat about my work at Howard's, her psychiatry sessions, Aretha and MM, the Conservatoire, and other mundane stuff. Just as we almost finish our food, all of a sudden we hear people shout from outside. What was that?
No idea. There are lots of people outside all of a sudden.
The shouting gets louder.
I'll see what's going on.
Alanis gets up from the table and hurries to the front door. I follow her. The street outside is brimming with thousands of proles who are marching and yelling angrily.
Bring down the magical mechanical!
Bring down magical mechanical!
Bring them down! Bring down magical mechanical!
Yeah! Bring them down!
Bring them down with the bourgeoisie! Nullify them! Nullify! Nullify!
Soon, everyone is chanting Nullify MM. The street seems to shake with the chant. I suddenly realize that many of these people are clad in the MM factory uniform. Some police officers are arriving, but before they can do anything, a number of proles assault them with magic, led by 1 or 2 Libertons. Libertad. And then I notice that while the majority of the proles are just factory workers, scattered among them are Libertad members. The Libertons seem to be the ones who are leading this huge crowd. Most of the proles can't cast magic due to lack of mana, but the Libertons and a few proles who can are systematically protecting the other proles from the cops. But even the ordinary proles aren't just marching silently. Seeing a carriage parked outside a building, a prole begins smashing and kicking it. Another follows his lead. Soon, a small crowd is formed around it. Seconds later, the carriage is upside down. But that doesn't stop the angry proles from punching and kicking it. The first act of violence spreads in the minds of the mob like wildfire. People demolish everything they see. As long as it belongs to a bourgeois, and everything here belongs to a bourgeois, they smash and destroy it. A small group of men break through the front door of a nearby house. A few minutes later, the rioters emerge from inside the house, dragging a blood-soaked bourgeois man in his pajamas.
Nullify! Nullify!
The chant continues as the violence continues.
What on earth is going on?
I wish I could answer Alanis, but I don't know either. I'm still trying to gather my thoughts when a male voice comes from the sky.
My brethren proletarians!
The proles erupt in wild cheers as soon as they hear the voice, which they seem to recognize. I recognize it too. Franz. The voice continues.
My brothers, the forgotten people of Overture. On behalf of Libertad, I wholeheartedly thank every one of you for your participation in this revolution. And yes, today is the day of our revolution, my brothers. Today is the day we take back Overture, which rightfully belongs to all of us.
I look everywhere, but Franz isn't here. I can hear him clearly, but I don't see him. Where's his voice coming from?
He's not here. I think he's created a broadcast network.
A broadcast network? What's that?
Franz must be delivering the speech from somewhere, but he has Libertons spread all over the city, perhaps stationed every 500 feet to continuously amplify and re-amplify the sound wave like a relay until it reaches all of Overture. Magical scientists have theorized about the possibility of creating a broadcast network like this for years, but nobody has ever done a large-scale experiment to test an actual city-wide network. The main problem is that it's not easy to selectively amplify a sound. The broadcast network would have to pick up other sounds, so a noise cancellation technique would have to be... I think this is not the time for this discussion.
Well, we can ask Franz later how he solved that problem. As soon as I find out where he is and drag his butt back here.
My brothers, you have suffered for far too long under the tyranny of the bourgeoisie. They and their wicked capitalism are what's responsible for the social injustice that robs you of your dignity as human beings. But rejoice, brothers, for the end of the tyranny starts today. Today, when you make it known that you will not stay quiet under their unjust rule. Today, when you, with your own hands, dismantle the evil that's been abusing you. And what is that evil, I ask you? Yes! Magical Mechanical goes down today. The company and the devil who brought it into being. Who is that devil, I ask you?
Joff Godwin!
Joff Godwin!
Kill Joff Godwin!
Kill Joff Godwin!
Kill Joff Godwin! Kill him!
Kill him!
Kill Godwin! Kill Joff Godwin! Kill him!
Kill Godwin!
Within seconds, the Nullify MM chants have uniformly changed into Kill Godwin.
Oh my gosh.
So they're marching to Lord Godwin's house?
No, that's not where he is today.
Alanis and I look at each other. The color has drained from her face. Aretha! With haste, Alanis and I set off to Conservatoire des Overture. Riots have broken out in the city, but we found some streets that are relatively safe because the proles are marching through the big streets. We're both heading to the same place, the Conservatoire. We hurry through the smaller streets whenever possible, avoiding confrontation with the rioters. Sometimes there's no other way, and we have to slip through them while trying our best to avoid getting noticed. If we do get seen by a prole, it's my fire's job to take care of him. It isn't easy, but we're doing pretty well so far. As we get closer to the Conservatoire, we see more and more proles coming from all over the city. They're chanting Kill Godwin, and leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. At last, we arrive at the Conservatoire. At this point, it is impossible to hide from the enraged proles. But lucky for us, there is a stronger police presence in this area of the city. We're ignored as Libertad sets up barricades to keep the police out. Hundreds of police officers are struggling to contain thousands and thousands of proles. Dozens of dragoons flying in their one-seater carriages can be seen zipping around the area, trying to control the situation from above. Despite the police's best effort, though, the proles are pouring into the Conservatoire. In fact, they're now keeping the police from going inside. I hope Aretha's all right. Suddenly, Franz's voice blares again.
My brethren proletarians, Thank you for coming to Conservatoire des Overtures.
This time his voice really sounds near. I can actually tell where it is coming from. And when I turn to its direction, I see Franz standing atop a balcony, looking down at the thousands of Proles crowding the courtyard. No, not Franz. Amadeus.
MM has a special event today at this conservatoire, and they've sent out invitations to press, academics, investors, and other people in the industry. Joff Godwin himself is scheduled to make an appearance. However, it seems they have forgotten to invite the people who have been working tirelessly making their fortunes for them. So I have taken the liberty to extend the invitation to all of you. Unfortunately, I checked today's agenda and found it wanting. Therefore, I decided to amend the plans a bit. Today, MM was set to announce their next big thing, a so-called magic analytical engine. But trust me, my brothers, it is nothing compared to what we're about to show you. Before that, a few things. First of all, I hereby declare that Conservatoire des Overtures is now in the hands of Libertad. We have two hostages. The first is a world-renowned magical scientist from Conservatoire des Overtures, Professor Johann Poe. What? No cheers? He has made countless contributions to magical science. It would be quite a loss if we were to lose him. Trust me on this. I hope you police and dragoons are listening. You wouldn't want us to kill Professor Poe, so don't try anything funny. And second, the man we're all dying to see today, the founder of Magical Mechanical, Lord Joff Godwin.
Kill
Joff
Godwin!
Godwin! Joff
Kill
Godwin!
this guy! Get kills off!
Godwin!
Kill Godwin!
Behold, this is the man who is responsible for all of the misery of the modern era. You are poor, you've gone hungry, your blankets are old and threadbare. This is the man to blame. If we are to make history, and we will, if we are to create a revolution, and we are, if we are to fight against injustice, and we are, then we must decide what to do with this man, the noble Joff Godwin. Therefore, I implore you, my brothers, to tell me what punishment befits the social criminal, this Lord Joff Godwin.
Death! Let us drown and drain his blood!
Kill Godwin! Kill Godwin! Kill Godwin! Kill Godwin! Kill Godwin! Kill Godwin!
The people have spoken. We will begin when MM was set to begin before our little intervention. 2 hours, my brothers. At 10, the revolution begins. I invite all proletarians to come here, to Conservatoire des Overtures, to witness with your own eyes. History in the making! Let the spilt blood of this wicked man be a symbol of the end of class discrimination. Let it be a testament to the proletariat spirit, which shall continue to fight for equality, for liberty, forever. Hear me, police! Do you remember our good professor, Professor Johann Poe? In 2 hours after we have delivered judgment to the social criminal Joff Godwin, we will release Professor Poe, safe and unharmed. We don't want to sacrifice Professor Poe. He will be valuable for the future of this great city. But if any one of you set just 1 foot in the conservatoire, you will have forced our hand. At that moment, both Joff Godwin and Professor Poe will lose their lives, and their blood will be on your hands. My brothers, I want as many of you as possible to come inside the conservatoire building. Come! Welcome to the Libertad Stronghold. This is where we take our stand for freedom. With one voice, we shall take back what was taken from us. For liberty! For liberty!
For liberty!
For liberty!
For liberty! For liberty! For liberty!
After delivering the speech, Amadeus disappears into the conservatoire.
Aretha is in there somewhere.
I hope she's okay. We've got to do something! More proles are arriving at the conservatoire every minute, eager to witness the death of Lord Godwin. The situation is getting more and more chaotic. The riot is becoming more violent. Under chants of "For Liberty," people are dying. Cops, proles, civilians. The police are trying to disperse the crowds without any success. The only way they could bring the situation under control would be to capture Amadeus or save Lord Godwin. But Amadeus has made that impossible for them. Even the dragoons can only observe the situation from outside. A few of them are gathered around their commander. Commander Woolf!
Elise, you shouldn't be here.
My friend is inside. I've got to save her!
Your friend?
Aretha, the MM engineer.
Oh, her. Well, if she was with Joff when Amadeus took him, chances are she's been taken as a hostage too.
Can you do something?
We're trying to find a way to infiltrate the conservatoire, but that's going to be difficult. There are too many eyes on us. If someone sees us go inside, Joff and Poe are toast. Look, we'll do our best for your friend, but our top priority is rescuing Joff and Poe.
When are you going to do that?
You got me.
I'm going inside. I'll save Aretha myself.
Don't go and make shit even more difficult for me. I don't want to have another hostage to deal with.
My friend is in there.
Well, my two closest friends are in there. I can't tell you how much I want to storm in that fucking building right now and slaughter those terrorists, but I can't do that. Do you know why? Because I have a fucking job to do, and that is to get the hostages, my friends, out alive.
I'm going inside. You don't have to save me.
Hey! God damn it!
Elise!
Don't get back here!
I ignore Wolf's and Alanis' shouts and dash off past the barricade, swimming through a raging sea of angry proles. Amadeus has threatened to kill his hostages if anyone from the police sets foot inside the conservatoire. But I'm not from the police, so... But if I don't do something soon, the police will barge in and Aretha could be killed. If Professor Poe and Lord Godwin are their prize hostages, they might kill any other hostages they have first in order to show they're serious. I make it inside without being stopped. There is just as much shouting here as outside, but thankfully much less violence. On the downside, now there are only Libertons around me. I notice a place where I can be relatively hidden. I hide myself there quickly and peek out to observe my surroundings. This might have been a bad idea. If anybody recognizes me as a bourgeois, they would rip me apart. Or worse. But it's too late to backtrack now. Where do I go from here? Amadeus gave his speech from high on a balcony, which means he's probably on the top floor. I see a staircase that could take me to the upper floor, but too many proles are standing around it. In fact, that's curious. The proles aren't simply standing around, they're actually lining up in several rows. Sticking my head out just barely, I follow the lines of proles with my eyes. They're being given mana potions by Libertons. Each prole is handed 2 vials. Libertad is arming the masses with magic. They are building an army. As alarming as that is, I have no time to worry about this problem, because what's important right now is to save Aretha. The staircase is no good. There's no way I can take those stairs without drawing attention to myself. My only choice is to find another way upstairs. I look around again and spot a relatively empty hallway just a short distance away. The hallway being uncrowded is both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, it's safer to venture into. But on the other hand, it might be empty because it's a dead end. But I don't see any better choice, so that's where I'm going. I wait until there aren't too many people around, then dash into the hallway as fast and inconspicuously as I can. I safely reach my destination and slow down to cautious strides. I don't know if there's anyone here to hear my footsteps. After walking just a few paces, I discovered that the hallway is no blessing after all. First of all, the hallway ends a short distance away at a wall. There are no stairs. Second, standing between me and said wall is a Liberton. He looks at me curiously. He squints his eyes now, probably still unsure whether I belong here or not.
Oi, you!
I think he just decided that I was a bourgeois. So without wasting any time, I courageously leap forward at the Liberton. Aware of the approaching danger, the Liberton begins to cast a spell. But I am quicker. Summon! He screams, but his voice is soon drowned by the blaze that swallows his body. Seeing the man's eyes rolling back in his head, I pull my flaming hand back and the fire vanishes. The Liberton's body falls to the floor.
Hey, what was that sound?
Did a cop come in?
Oh no. Some people have heard the commotion and are now coming here. What should I do? Noticing a door on my right, I quickly open it. Thank the gods it is unlocked. And after a quick glance confirms that nobody is inside, drag the Liberton's unconscious body inside and close the door behind me. Now I have to wait here until it's safe to come out again. Way to waste your time, Elise. This room looks familiar. This is Professor Poe's laboratory.
Elise?
My heart jumps when I hear a small voice call my name. I turn to where it has come from, get ready to cast another fire, but stop when I find a young woman peeking out from under a desk.
Elise!
Aretha! Aretha crawls out from her hiding place and stands up.
Elise, what are you doing here?
Aretha, you're all right.
Yeah, when we heard that Libertad was coming, Lord Godwin told me to hide somewhere. I said he and Professor Poe should hide with me, but he said no. Libertad would look for him, he said, and if we hid together, they'd find all of us. He told me to wait until it was safe and call for help. But the conservatoire is swarming with Proles. I couldn't figure out a way to call for help.
It's almost impossible. Even Commander Woolf is at a loss of what to do.
What should we do? Should we escape? I thought there was no way to escape, but if you could get inside, we should be able to get out.
Escape. No. I'm going to stop Franz.
Elise?
Aretha, I saw Libertad giving out mana potions to the Proles. They're building an army. If we wait, it'll be too late to stop them.
I see. That must be the real reason why they chose to stage an uprising at this conservatoire. They must have wanted to tap into the conservatoire's huge reserve of mana potions. This conservatoire is one of the few institutions in Overture that are allowed to practically buy as many mana potions as they want without having to pay heavy taxes. This must also be the reason why Libertad wants to wait 2 hours. If they killed Lord Godwin now, the police and dragoons would storm the place, and Libertad might be wiped out. But in 2 hours, they will have finished handing out all the mana potions.
And have an army to fight the police with.
Yes.
All the more reason to stop Franz now. Aretha, before you escape, please tell me a way to reach the top floor because the main stairs are—
Elise, I'm not going to escape. I won't leave you. Are you insane? If you want to stop Franz, I'm coming with you. Come on, girl, give me some credit here.
Aretha. Okay, let's do this together.
Yeah.
I tell Aretha about the balcony that Amadeus delivered his speech from. She recognizes it as the balcony outside the conference hall, which, as I predicted, is on the top floor. We can't take the main stairwell because there are too many Proles, but Aretha knows about another flight of stairs that could get us there. It's just that route requires us to exit the building, go around the back, and re-enter through another entrance. We set out along the roundabout route. It takes a while, but we managed to stay away from the large crowds of proles gathered throughout the conservatoire. We are confronted by a couple of libertins on our way to the top, but Aretha and I have the element of surprise, and we deal with them easily with our magic. At last, we arrive at the conference hall. The conference hall is huge. Today, it was supposed to house a big audience of industry experts, engineers, and academics. There is a huge magic machine on the stage. It is at least as big as an omnibus, if not bigger. This must be the invention that was going to unveil today. The project that Aretha and her team have been working on for years. But instead of a presenter and an audience, 3 figures are standing alongside 2 others who are down on their knees, their hands tied behind their backs. Amadeus!
Elise. What a surprise. I don't remember inviting you here.
I invited her. She's my assistant, you know.
Miss Blyton, I told you to escape.
I'm sorry, my lord. I couldn't find any way out of the building, so I decided to come save the day.
Aretha, did you miss me? Is this the part where we're supposed to be running into each other's arms?
I would love to, only I don't have a knife on me.
I'm happy to know that you're still as funny as ever.
What the hell is wrong with you, Franz? Mommy taught you better than this.
What? Franz?
Oh yes, Professor. I was your favorite student, Franz Byron.
Franz? What is the meaning of this?
Liberty, Professor. Weren't you listening? Now, Aretha, I don't suppose I could convince you to join me. This is a worthy cause. You would be freeing countless thousands from a life of poverty.
Sorry, Franz, but emo boys in creepy cloaks aren't my type.
You don't like it? Oh, my dear, you're thinking about it wrong. This creepy cloak is what makes me Amadeus. This is Amadeus. Amadeus is the savior of the people, not Franz Byron. I'm just playing a necessary role.
A savior, huh?
Franz's and Aretha's reunion is surprisingly unemotional. They're just as sardonic towards each other as they ever were when they were students. Compared to that, the way Jude and I have been staring at each other is more melancholy. Jude.
Elise.
Jude, this is not the way to save the proles. This can't end well for anyone.
What other way is there? Besides, what do you know? You haven't been a prole for years. You've forgotten what it's like to struggle through life.
No, maybe I'm not. And you're right, I don't know the suffering that you have to deal with every day. But I also know you don't like fighting like this.
You're right. I don't. We're not doing this because we like fighting, Elise. We're doing it because nobody's going to give us the equality we've been wishing for our whole lives. Don't you remember working at the factory? It destroys you, body, mind, and soul. Nobody works there because they want to. But we didn't have a choice.
Working at the factory doesn't kill people, Jude.
You're right. Killing is a choice. And the factory can't choose evil. It's the factory owners who kill us. You wouldn't understand, Elise. Not everyone gets a lucky break like you did.
Yeah, maybe I would never understand. Jude, just answer one question for me.
What is it?
Does me being a bourgeois mean I'm no longer your friend?
No. You're still my friend, Elise. You'll always be my friend.
Thank you, Jude.
Touching. I really wish we could all get along. But you know, Elise, you've broken the rules. specifically forbade anyone to set foot in the conservatoire, but here you are. Why shouldn't I kill our two esteemed hostages right now?
You invited the Levertons to come in. I bent the rules. I didn't break them.
You won't get me again.
Jude sends a gale of wind blowing at my fireball. Aretha is still running towards Gessa while building up her magic power.
He combined my flood with his quake to create a tsunami. Elise, move!
Summon! I let my whole body burst into the biggest fire I can summon.
Let's do a project!